The Trick. The Trick has Valencian origin. This game has many variants according to the country and region, but the best known is Argentina's Rio Platense version of this addictive game. In this video, we will explain how to play Argentine Trick, a card game that today play big in kids. The Trick is a card game played with Spanish cards, where we exclude the 8s, the 9s, and the wilds. To play the Trick, the main thing you have to know is the value of each card. Below I will list them to you, starting with the lowest value cards and continuing with the highest value cards. The 4s are the cards that are least worth, follow the 5s and the 6s. And now the thing changes because the 7s follow, but only the clubs and the cups. Then the 10s, the 11s, and the 12s follow. And here I want to make a stop and tell you that within the jargon of the Trick, many cards are nicknamed. And to know how to play the Trick, it is essential to know each of the nicknames. The 10s are called the jackets, the 11s are called the horses, and the 12s are called the kings. So when they're asking you if you have a king, they're asking you if you have a 12. Remember, if you learn how to play Trick with TrucoStars, you will be part of the elite of Trick players. We're not only teaching you the rules of the Trick, we're also teaching you the Picardy and culture the Trick players know. Another thing you have to absolutely know is that in the Truco, many cards have a particular sign. These signs will be useful to warn your teammate of what cards you have without having to talk. In this way, both can execute a coordinated strategy. With that clarified, let's continue with the hierarchy ladder of cards. The 12s are followed by the 1s, but only the gold and the cup. They are called false aces. To communicate that you have a false ace, you have to open your mouth like you're saying an A, but with no sound. Then there's the 2s, and in this case, the 4 suits are taken into account: cup, club, sword, and gold. The 2 is called the Doctor, and its corresponding sign is a kiss. There it is, look, once again. Then come the 3s, in this case also take into account the 4 suits. The sign that corresponds to this letter is made by biting the lower lip. And approaching the podium, we have the 7 of gold in the 4th place. The sign that corresponds to this card is done by lifting the left corner of your mouth as if it were a slight smile, but only the left side. Then in the 3rd position, we have the 7 of swords. The corresponding sign is a half smile to the right, like the previous but the opposite side. And on the podium, taking 2nd place, we have the 1 of clubs, also called the female ace. Its corresponding sign is based on winking an eye. Whichever, left or right, it's going to be understood the same. And first we have the Ace of Sword, the most powerful card in the deck. And the sign that corresponds to this ace is raising both eyebrows looking slightly up. It is the most valuable card in the deck, beaten by no other. Therefore, as first objective and duty, we invite you to focus on learning by heart the value of each of the cards. In TrucoStars, we are committed to your learning. Therefore, we attach in the description of this video a link to download a PDF where all the values of the cards are specified. You can use this as a memory aid in your first games. Before we leave, I want to introduce you to the 2 missing signs. Number 1 is based on closing your eyes. This means you're blind, you don't have any good cards, you don't have points. Number 2 is wrinkling your nose like you're smelling something. This means you have points for the onslaught. What's the onslaught? Don't rush. In the next chapters, we will tell you what it is. And before we say goodbye, I want to announce something very important. In TrucoStars, you will be able to have fun playing Trick, but in turn, you will be able to generate income. I know, it's big news. We kept the best for last. But from now on, it depends on you. Don't miss any chapter of this complete guide to learn how to play Trick. If you learn how to play Trick, you will be able to position yourself among the best and generate revenue with TrucoStars. And now we say goodbye by inviting you to chapter number 2, where we will talk about the basics of the game. Don't miss it. Until next time.